Hello, today is Thursday, the 1st of March. This is the second final part for today's analysis. And first of all, the time on this is a mathematical error pretty much carrying the 2 error. It is 1933 Central European Time, or 1:33 p.m. New York time. And the price at this level was 35.52, and I even think that's an error. For I get these levels from Forex Pro's XAEG/USD currency pairing, so the silver to US dollar. But if you look at the spot price, it looks like for the March contract of silver, you'll notice it about 4 or 5 cents higher. Therefore, when you take a look at some of the levels for the highs, the high today was 35.64. 62. I think most sites will have like closer to 68 cents. So the levels I'm noticing are different for today. Not sure why, but that's the first day of noticing it. Alrighty, so let's get started. A level at 130 that came up to significant Fibonacci resistance, because this is the level to state we're bullish from point A to point B. As of now, this rally has yet to fail because it is holding above this line, and it will continue not to fail as long as it stays above that line. But with that being said right now, what this means is it's almost trapped within this box, and it's at the upper range within here, and therefore any type of pullbacks down here means that when it comes back to this level, it increases the odds of taking it out. And vice versa, if it were to head anywhere lowered below here, that's really going to be giving reason for building on the shorter term, these lower highs, thus having a higher chance of increasing that level below there. And the volatility right now, well, this is what we're looking at. These are the moves per hour, and the 10.01%, that's the big one. So the fallout from this has not been as big as I'd expect. And if it does go up, that should be the case, because up moves occur in less volatile times than the down moves would. But since this point, the original move after was 3.5%. Today, we're working within the move from 6 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. New York time was 3%. So far in just a couple of hours so far, it's 2%. And of course, it could go higher or lower if it either breaks the intra-period high or low. Okay, so with that all taken care of, let's now take a look at this from another perspective, because whenever you have a market move from here, from any point A to point B up, it doesn't matter, and the reverse is true on the down move as well. You have a market move in a bullish fashion like this, and it finds support at the second level, and even for that matter, the first level, but we're seeing it on the second level. What you look for in the rallies is how well it's going to hold this to this, because for this to be bearish, it needs to stay below the first line and for it to not fail above the second. So let's bring up that level. So this is from the 34.08 lows in here. And therefore, and I think the lows yesterday might have been like 34.12 or something. I don't know offhand, but the I'll get back to that in a second, but for now, this is the levels from here to here. So it's, with this move, it's temporarily no longer in the bearish, moving into a neutral sort of formation. And to have this sell-off fail, it needs to confirm a break above this mark, which is pretty much 36.20. It says 36.15, but like I've said, these levels and these levels may not be exactly to the penny. But even then, when you come up to a level, it's in or around that area anyway, because it could be here, or anywhere within that general proximity. Don't be surprised if it really gets fast, either as it comes close to this level, and that would of course be one of those two moves. I always say that most of the time, but in reality, that's a lot of times what's going to occur, and then it's being on the right side of the fence. And therefore, because of the fact that it's common when you have these sort of moves where you just have major volatile smackdowns in relative form to the previous rallies, and then you generate a move to that 61.8 from the point A to point B, then that's what could possibly give it that next leg of equal volatility, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, and maybe more time, where instead of having a 10% move in an hour and a half, it has maybe a 15% move in a week and a half or 2.5 days or something in that general area. But then again, like I said in the earlier video, at one point I do expect there to be a fast move to the upside because of something like this. It could be this time, but I wouldn't expect it. However, if I see something where it's confirming that it's going to hold above here, I'm gonna be wondering what's being planned, if you will, or what's coming on the horizon, because the bigger the failure, the bigger the fast move. Therefore, when it had this pretty big breakout, that's a pretty decent sized failure without the fast move yet. But again, one of them is going to have to be a failure, so therefore the odds of a fast move coming, I don't know what it is. I'll just say oftentimes when there's a failed move, there is a fast move. Finally, within the ratio of silver, what I have done is checked out a ratio between SLV and, of course, the spot price. And really, as far as what's going on today, nothing, because this is including today's data. I have spot prices at 12 o'clock. I have SLV data at 12 o'clock. So divide one by the other, I'll get the ratio. Now, sometimes we've seen this. I'm guessing that because they both don't close it at the exact same time, that maybe in a 30-second or even a 1 minute, 20, 40-second span, that the price goes up or down on one of the moves, like an extra 3-4 cents. So say on the time frames I get it on at that exact 12 o'clock time, I get 30, yet 20 seconds later it goes up another 5 cents, and that's why there might be a variant here. But we can tell that the average that it pretty much trades at is 1.029. Now, this has got 50 periods only, and I'll probably go back to last year's data, since I have 1 year's worth of data for this, and see how this works out. Because I do remember that it used to be either 1.22 or 27, so it's obviously a little bit higher. Alrighty, thank you for tuning in, and take care. Bye-bye.